Okay, going home. When I was in high school, I was once having a conversation with a friend, and she was telling me that she was reading a book about improving your memory. And she explained it very well, and the concept basically was that you make a picture or an image of the thing that you're supposed to remember. And that includes numbers and names, grocery lists, vocabulary words. And the example that she gave me was that, let's say your grandmother sends you to run an errand, and you have to remember 3 things. You have to go buy lemons, envelopes, and then you have to pick up her plane tickets for her trip. So the way that you remember it is that you create a ridiculous image with the items. And the example that she gave me was, imagine an airplane, and inside the airplane there's a lemon tree growing, and instead of having leaves, it has envelopes. Well, that was 40 years ago, and I still remember that image. So obviously her system worked. So I became very interested in the concept, and over the years I've read many books, and I have even attended seminars on improving your memory, and they all seem to use the same system, that of using pictures. So whether you're reading a book, studying a vocabulary list, or the periodic table of elements, you make an image with each of the items. And it seems that the more ridiculous the image, the easier it is to remember. And so as our children were growing up, I try to teach them the same thing, changing numbers to images and creating silly images with the numbers. Periodically, my kids would send me text messages quoting some of the silly pictures that they created with phone numbers. And obviously it works because it was many years ago that I gave them the numbers and they still remember them. Many years ago, when I was taking a state exam on anatomy, I used this method to remember many of the body parts. For example, the muscle on the outside of your thigh is called the tensor fasciae lata, and the image that I created was an enchilada on the side of my thigh, and that gave me enough clue to remember what it was called. But then I got to this question, and the definition was the prominent bony projection of the ulna. In other words, your elbow bone. And I kept thinking that the image was of a bull. I kept thinking bull something, bull something, bull, and I just couldn't come up with the word. So I skipped the word and I finished the test, and then at the very end I came back to that definition. The prominent bony projection of the ulna, the elbow bone. And I knew that there was a bull involved, so I kept thinking, reviewing, bull something, maybe it was something bull, and then it occurred to me that bull was not even part of the word. The prominent bony projection of the ulna is called the Olecranon process. And what I was trying to remember was the image of me bullfighting. And as I swung my elbow over the bull, I was saying, of course, Olecranon process. So the lesson is, if you're going to use the method of using pictures to remember things, make sure that you're remembering the right picture. My goodness.